Will he be independent of the White House? Will he tell the president no when necessary?
The Attorney General must hold everyone, no matter how powerful, accountable. No one is above the law, and no American will be beneath its protection. No powerful special interest will cower this department.
Some on the far left will stop at nothing to defeat this nomination.
This caricature of me in 1986 was not correct. I did not harbor the kind of animosities and race-based discrimination ideas that I was accused of. I did not.
A very forceful response by Senator Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General nominee by President-elect Trump, facing some tough questions today, but largely most people believe came out unscathed. Another person unscathed in the hearing today, General Kelly, who is up for Homeland Security, in part because he has the former Defense Secretary of the Obama administration saying this.
He is one of the finest people I have ever known. I would trust him with my life, and indeed many others, mainly young Marines, literally have done so. And how often is it that a tough commander genuinely is beloved by his troops?
He's up for Homeland Security. Let's bring in our panel, see where we are. Jason Riley, columnist with the Wall Street Journal. Editor-in-Chief of LifeZette, Laura Ingraham. And Caitlin Huey-Burns, national political reporter for Real Clear Politics. Okay, Laura, your assessment of these two hearings today is kind of being indicative of where we are.
All the drama that was anticipated about Senator Sessions especially. I think the Golden Globes were more interesting at this point. I mean, he was so well prepared. He had a great team of people helping him get prepped for this hearing. But his breadth of knowledge of all the hot-button issues, obviously immigration being one of them, even the attempt by Dianne Feinstein to bring up, the abortion question where he was asked about Roe versus Wade, and she said, do you stand by your view that Roe versus Wade was one of the most outrageously bad decisions ever? And he said, yes, I do. And then he also said, well, but as Attorney General, it's currently the law of the land, and obviously allocating the right power to the executive branch versus what the judicial branch may or may not do with Roe versus Wade. But I think, they tried. They had Al Franken out there taking some swings. But I think he's going to get confirmed. And this is really what this is about, is not about whether Jeff is going to get confirmed or not, Senator Sessions. It's about power. It's about the Democrats playing to their aggrieved base. It's about fundraising. It's about 2018 and 2020. And that's, in the end, what most of these confirmation hearings are going to be about.
Speaking of which, Jason, his colleague, Democratic colleague, Senator Cory Booker, is testifying against Senator Sessions, which is unprecedented in the Senate.
Yeah. I think they're going to play the race card hard here. Democrats are calling Sessions racist. It's hearsay. It's an old charge. And they play the race card so often. They cry wolf on race so often. I think we need more than hearsay. When Sessions was Attorney General, or U.S. Attorney, I should say, he prosecuted a capital case against Ku Klux Klan. He helped desegregate public schools in Alabama. So I think they need to bring more to the table than that. And by the way, Brett, Attorney General Eric Holder, under President Obama, spent years trying to shut down school voucher programs for poor minority children. I don't think anything that Jeff Sessions has been accused of raises to the level of harming blacks to the extent that policies like that do.
In fact, Cory Booker was at a granting an award in Selma, a gold medal to foot soldiers, Caitlin, who had participated in the 1965 Civil Rights March from Selma to Montgomery. And he said, I'm humbled to participate here and pay tribute to some of the extraordinary Americans whose footsteps paved the way for me and my generation. I feel blessed and honored to have partnered with Senator Sessions in being the Senate sponsors of this important award. Bottom line is how much of this is, to Laura's point, about setting the table for politics going forward?
I think that's really the framework that you have to look at this nomination process, confirmation process with, because Democrats do not have an avenue to block these nominees either, right? Because they are the ones that changed the filibuster rules, giving, they just need 51 votes to get these people confirmed. So you're seeing all these Democrats trying to kind of leverage what little power they have. Also, you're looking at someone like Cory Booker perhaps having ambitions beyond the Senate, kind of using these platforms to advance their own causes. And I think Democrats are trying to do whatever they can to kind of hold some of this up. But I will say you are going to have some Democrats supportive of some of these nominees, particularly those up for re-election in 2018 in states that Donald Trump did very well in. People like Joe Manchin, Democrat from West Virginia, have said that.
Joe Donnelly from Indiana,
exactly,
Heidi Camp. They're facing some tough leverage there from the...
I spoke to Senator Warner earlier, who suggested that Democrats are slow-walking this because all the paperwork wasn't in. I know I've been told that when it comes to, for instance, Secretary of Education nominee Betsy DeVos, her paperwork was in a month early, Brett. So I think that there are other... This is political theater that's going on here.
The base of the Democrat Party is livid. They're so angry. Now, a list just came out today of nominees that Hillary might have chosen for her cabinet. They're mad about that list because they thought some of the people on the list were too conservative. The natives are restless in the Democrat Party. They have to be fed something here. And there's a little drama, and I think you're exactly right. They're thinking Cory Booker is the next Barack Obama. And this is setting him up, perhaps, to take the lead in the future of the Democrat Party in a really meaningful way. I think it's a big mistake for Cory. He's a smart guy, and he's taken a turn here to the left that I think he's going to regret having done.
Is there a nominee, though, that in the crosshairs that is potentially in trouble?
They'll think Tillerson will be the nominee, perhaps, that they can wound most grievously because of the Russia connection. So some new developments today on Russia that I know maybe we'll be talking about later, but that's what they think they can, I think, most smear Trump with. They're staying on this Russia hacking story, perhaps future conflicts with Trump business entities, and if they can say that Trump put in someone who had very cozy business dealings with the Kremlin, maybe they think they can get some traction there. But I don't think it's going to work. I think people see him as a fairly competent CEO and a straight shooter.
There aren't Democrats, and I've tried to press Senator Warner on this, who say this is illegitimate, that Donald Trump should not be president, that somehow the hacking affected the election to the point where he shouldn't win.
Right. You're not seeing Democrats jump at the opportunity to say, look, this election was fair and square. You're not seeing them draw the clear distinction that someone like Paul Ryan, for example, has been doing, saying, look, we're not challenging the results or the outcome. We do want to investigate what happened. You're not really seeing Democrats do that because some are arguing, that in a race this close that they say came down to, 80, 90,000 votes, they say, in the Midwest, little things matter here and there. But I do think, when you are making this argument, you have to make clear what happened and what did not.